I'm Julia and this is Lucy behind me. Today we're going to do a session for back pain, which a lot of people do suffer from. So come onto your back to start with. Lie down on the yoga mat, stretch your arms above your head and lengthen out the body. Stretch one side and the other, whatever feels really good. And then bend your knees one at a time. Hug them into the chest one at a time and let yourself rock side to side. This should feel really nice on the back. Try taking your knees a little further away from you. Hey, quiet you. And then bringing the knees in a little closer. And then trace little circles, imaginary circles on the ceiling, going around and round one way and round the other way. And then hug one knee into the chest and then slowly straighten out the leg along the floor and walk your hands up. Maybe hold on the back of your knee or onto your calf muscle. Lengthen up, just gently bringing the leg in towards you till it feels good. And then if you like, lift your chest up towards the leg. So lifting up through the chest, keeping the head in line with the body here. Don't forget to breathe, nice smooth deep breathing through the nose. And then lie back down again, hugging that knee in. And we'll swap to the other leg. So hug it in. And then slowly stretch the other one out along the floor. Nice deep breathing. Walk your hands up this leg, maybe holding the calf or behind the knee, wherever you get to, wherever feels right, lengthening up through the toes. And then if you like, if it feels right for you, lift your body up towards the leg. Again, keeping the head in line so you don't scrunch your head forward and hurt your neck. And lie back down again. Hug that knee and bring the other one in. And let yourself very gently rock side to side. And then bringing one knee down, bring the other leg across and gently press the knee out to the side. You can stay here. If you want to take it further, lift up slightly, reach around the thigh and lie back down. So pulling that leg in towards you gently. You should feel a stretch on the opposite hip. And then if you like, you can also take one hand and very gently press the knee out to the side. Back pain is often related to hip pain and tight hips, so this works to stretch and lengthen out the hip muscles. Always take it to where it feels like a good stretch, but not to where it's painful. And then we'll do the other side. Now one leg may be different to the other, so just listen to the body. Again, press that knee out very gently. And if you want to, you can lift up, hold around the opposite thigh, lie down, pull that leg in towards you until you feel a good stretch on the hip here. Stretching it out, lengthening. And then optional, you can bring your hand to gently press that knee out to the side as well, which just slightly increases the stretch. Nice deep smooth breathing. And release. So we're going to come onto all fours. So have your hands underneath your shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. Push into the mat so the chest is lifted. Hold the tummy in nice and firmly. And we're going to do some what I call cat and wolf poses. Some people call them cat and dog or cat and cow, but I think a wolf is nicer. No, nothing against cows. Inhale now as you look up, lifting the chest like that wolf howling at the moon. And as you exhale, come into a cat curl. So the chin tucks to your chest, tailbone tucks under, rounding the spine like a Halloween cat. Again, nice long, slow inhale through the nose. As you look up, lift the hips, push the arms long, and exhale again into that cat. And one more time. Inhale, hollowing out the spine. Stomach stays firm, no And exhale into the cat. And come back to neutral, and then press around like a puppy dog trying to see his tail. The hip pressing towards the shoulder, looking back. And around to the other side. It stretches out the waist, releases those lower back muscles. Again, press around to the first side, hip towards the shoulder. Keep breathing. And around to the other side. And then come down into child's pose. So walk your hands out a little bit further. Let your head rest on the mat and take your hips as far back as they'll go. If they go back and touch your heels, then that's great. Otherwise, just wherever they get to. Breathe into it. Just lengthening out the whole back. Now from child's pose, ease yourself forward, come all the way down onto your tummy, and then come onto your hands. If you can, have your fingers facing outwards, your hands on the outside of the mat, and just relax into this pose. So this is again a yin yoga pose, where you just relax, shoulders just naturally come up. They don't get pressed down like we do in the cobra pose, which we will do in a moment. So just relax into it. If this bothers your back too much, you can just come with your hands in front of you like this, on your elbows. So whichever pose feels right for you, breathe. And then ease back again into child's pose. Head rests down, hands out in front. Take a breath here. And come back down again onto your tummy, and this time we will do the cobra. So your hands underneath the shoulders. This is more of an active pose, not yin yoga. So you press down, keeping the shoulders back and down, away from your ears as far as they can. Push up as high as you can come without the hips raising, and work every muscle of the back just till it feels good. Look behind you one way towards your feet, and around the other way. Back to the center, lift through the sternum, chest to the ceiling, and again ease yourself very gently back into that child's pose. And we're going to come into downward facing dog now. So come up slowly, walk your hands back underneath the shoulders, and then tuck your toes underneath you and press the hips up towards the ceiling. You're pushing the hips away behind you, pressing the heels towards the mat. Your legs are about hip width apart here, hands are shoulder width apart, and the head just completely relaxes down. You can even move it back and forth a couple of times, make sure it's totally relaxed. And then walk your feet up towards your hands a little bit. Keep your knees bent and just hang down, holding your hands onto your elbows. Let your head relax still. So it's a forward fold, just with softly bent knees. And feel how the back lengthens out here. Should feel lovely. And release your hands. Bend your knees a bit more until you can get your hands on the floor. Walk one foot forward a little bit and the other one back. So you're coming into a lunge. Now if you find your knees are over your toes, take your back foot back a bit further so that you can really stretch down. Lift the chest, stretch forwards, push back with that back heel. And then bring the back knee down. The foot flat, walk your hands onto that front thigh and really lean into it. So I'm leaning forward here, not staying up here, but really stretching forward into the poses. Again, stretching out those hip muscles, the hip flexors. And breathe. I'm going to do the other side. So very gently, you're going to swap legs. So come on your back toes and just bring the back foot in and the other one back. Switch legs. So again, if you're coming down and your knees are over the toes, take that back leg back, scoot it back a bit. Do a nice deep lunge. Lift the chest. Enjoy that stretch. And then again, bring that back, knee slowly down, foot comes flat, and walk your hands up onto that front thigh. Lean forward, lunge into it, lifting up to the chest. Nice deep breathing. Now another one for the hips is the pigeon pose. If you scoot that front foot back a little bit and bring the knee down. Now if this is too much for you, you can actually bring the knee this way so it's behind you. But if you can, have the leg a little bit of an angle. Take the back leg back. You're keeping the hips in line with the mat. Look up for a moment here. Inhale. And as you exhale, come down one arm at a time, very gently, and let your head rest down on your hands or on the mat, wherever feels comfortable for you. Relax into it. Again, feeling the stretch on that hip. And breathe. And ease yourself up very, very slowly from this pose. Walk your hands back and we're going to swap legs. So one leg goes back, the other one comes forward, and if you can, bring it at a little bit of an angle. Slide the back leg back. So you feel the nice stretch on the hip. If it bothers your knees, don't go back so far. Just listen to the body. Now look up, inhale here. Exhale, slowly come down, one arm at a time. Sensitively, listening to your body. Head on your hands or on the floor. And breathe into it. Again, if it's too much at an angle, or if you start feeling any pain in the knee, bring that foot behind you here, just so it's in line with the leg. And you might find that that's enough of a stretch for you. So do listen to the body. And very gently ease up from the pose. Now from here we're going to go into some forward folds. So just come to sitting with your legs out in front of you. Now if you like, you can roll up the back of the yoga mat. You might even want to grab a cushion if you have one and sit on it, because we're going to relax into this forward fold, and it can just give your hips a little bit more of an angle if you have them slightly raised. So have the feet flexed up towards you without the heels lifted, just gently straight, but not pushing the legs totally straight. Then inhale, look up, and as you exhale, walk yourself forwards, just wherever you get to, and just let yourself relax down. Let gravity carry you over wherever you get to. So we're not pulling like we normally do in yoga classes, but just the yin version of this pose, which is just to relax totally into it. Take nice deep breaths wherever you get to. It's fine. You might find after a couple of breaths your body just drops down a little bit further. This lengthens out the legs, stretches out the back. It's a really nice pose. And ease up from that. Now you won't need your cushion. We're going to come down onto our backs for a very gentle series of twists. So ease yourself down, bring the knees again into the chest, hug them in. Rock side to side, and then let your hands come out to the sides and the knees drop over to one side. Those knees will slide apart, and that's fine. Just let them drop all the way wherever they come to. Relax and breathe deeply. Imagine sending the breath down into that lower back. In fact, our lungs go way down here, so when you take big deep breaths, you should feel the breath even right down into this lower back, filling up, oxygenating the body. Slowly bring your legs up to the center and then let them drop over to the other side. And again, nice deep breathing. Bring the legs back up. And now hug in one knee and let the other leg stretch out along the floor. Hold that knee in, hugging it gently. And then bring the opposite hand on the knee and press the knee to the side and then look over to the other side. So this leg just gently press towards the floor. It may be up here, it depends on your flexibility. Wherever it gets to, that's fine. And then look out over your opposite hand, stretching that out at shoulder level. Again, nice deep breathing in and out through the nose. And then ease back onto your back. Hug that knee in one more time. And swap legs. So hug the opposite knee in. Again, this is a pose all by itself. So before we go into the twist, just enjoy the feeling of this pose. And then bring your opposite hand on the knee. Press the knee to the side and look out towards your opposite hand. So if this other shoulder comes up off the mat, that's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. And again, ease back onto your back. Hug that knee in again and bring the other one up. Hug them and rock side to side. If there's any place on your back that feels particularly tight, if it's your lower back, maybe take your knees further away. If it's a bit further up, bring the knees a little closer towards you, and you can feel the area that presses against the mat being very gently massaged. And then bring your feet down. Let your knees just flop out to the side and your hands turn over so the palms face the ceiling. Close your eyes here and let your head rock side to side very gently. And then find a comfortable place to relax your head. Adjust your back anyway if you aren't comfortable. Take a couple of breaths here. And slowly stretch your legs out, one at a time. Have your eyes gently closed if they aren't already. Just rock your legs back and forth a couple of times and let the feet flop out to the sides. Again, a couple of breaths here. And take your hands over your head, stretch out nice and long again, make one side longer than the other, and stretch the other side, and then both sides, and then bring the knees up, hug them in, and let yourself rock all the way over to one side, and very gently press yourself all the way back up to sitting. Well done. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it relieves your back pain. If you do this a few times a week, it should really help. Do see a doctor, obviously, if you have any severe pain. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on the little red button below and you'll see also a little picture of a bell. If you click on that and click where it says all, you'll have updates whenever I come out with new videos. I'm releasing them every week, videos for all kinds of yoga, yin yoga, ashtanga yoga, all different types, meditation as well to relax. And if you do have any special requests, let me know in the comments and let me know what you think. Thanks everyone for joining me. Hope to see you soon. Bye.